What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 222 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year, only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box, excuse me, in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe just maybe you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys aren't even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: what is your all-time favorite archetype from the Vrains era of Yu-Gi-Oh? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, we actually got the very first batch of new cards that will be in the upcoming core set, Alliance Insight. And ironically enough, I never would have imagined that we'd be getting, of all things, right, we would be getting some brand new Ignister support. Ignister support. Yeah, you guys heard me right. We got some new AI support that will be released in the set Alliance Insight. It's weird because when they were first announced, I think in oh my god, what's that one set? Oh my god, I gotta look it up. I'm trying to remember the set name. It's been such a long time. I think my god, it's been such a long time. Oh man, okay. For some reason, this won't let me look it up. Here, card database Yu-Gi-Oh. There we go. My God, it's been such a long time. I'm trying to remember the name of the set. Booster packs. Here we are. That's what it was. Ignition Assault. That. I'm so stupid. I am so stupid, guys. I apologize. Anyway, so when the Ignister cards were first released in Ignition Assault, the deck was like okay. It was like all right, but most of the cards that were in the archetype, they weren't even that good. Like some were decent, but the rest of them just kind of sucked. And practically everybody at that time was playing decks like such as like Ancient Warriors, Unchained, and a couple others as well. I think Megalith was the other one that people were playing, and the fusion, the AI fusion Earth Golem Ignister was actually used as a super poly target for when you were playing a mirror match or some other weird deck that was Link heavy based, if you will. So it's kind of crazy that after all these years, we're now getting some new support for this archetype. And honestly, I don't even know if any of these cards are going to be good, but I think there's like 9 of them, I think. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. There are 8 cards to talk about in this video, so I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna get straight into it. Kicking things off, we've got Wizard Ignister, and I believe the @ emblem is supposed to be silent. Funny enough, but it is a 4-star Dark Cybers with 1800 attack, 800 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads: if you control a Cybers monster, special summon from the extra deck, you can target one Cybers monster in your grave, special summon both this card from your hand and that monster in defense, and you can't special summon for the rest of the turn except for Cybers monsters. Second effect reads: you can banish the card from your field or grave, target a monster your opponent controls, change its battle position. Okay, so you literally have basically a double summon plus a sort of like a zero, I guess like a no entry type of effect. This card right here is basically a one card Link 2, or potentially depending on what you summon, you could also have a potential one card synchro summon. You could also have as well a potential one card Xyz summon, or a potential one card Link summon all together, which is pretty good. But for the most part, you're gonna end up summoning a tuner monster to go into your synchro plays, which could be used as your sort of like your combo extender, I guess, if you will, which is really cool. And also changing the battle position of a monster that your opponent has is actually not the worst, but it's not the best either, especially given the fact that there are so many cards in the pool now that can easily out this card's second effect. So it's like not the best, but it's like not the worst either, at least in my opinion anyway. Next up, we've got Backup Ignister. which is a 3-star Dark Cyber's tuner with 1200 attack, 800 defense. Both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads, if you control a Cyber's monster, special summon from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second effect reads, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dark Cyber's monster from your deck to your hand, except this card, then discard 1 card. So this is basically Stratos on steroids. Like, this is probably by far one of the craziest cards for this entire archetype, because on summon, you could literally just add any Dark Cyber's monster to your hand, and then you just randomly discard a card, which can help you further your which can help further your plays by at least another 3 cards at best, which is incredible. Honestly, I think the Ignister cards have gotten so much disrespect. These new cards might end up helping the deck become a viable meta strategy, which is possible, but there are still plenty of other cards to talk about. And here is one of them. We have Kuriku Link Ignister. And it is a 1-star Dark Cybers with 300 attack, 200 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect, as a quick effect, reads, you contribute one Ignister monster, special summon this card from your hand or grave, but banish it when it leaves the field. Second effect reads, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Cyber's monster you control, and you control a Cyber's monster, special summon from the extra deck, as a quick effect, you contribute this card and negate that effect. So literally, you have yourself sort of like a really weird imperm, if you will. And it's cool, and it's cool because this is basically Link Kuriboh as a 1-star monster. Literally, that's what it is. And honestly, I think it's kind of cool that there's a different version of Link Kuriboh. But at the same time, when you look at this card on the surface, the first effect literally is sort of like a cyber rev system where you can special summon it from the hand or the grave, but it has to get banished when it leaves the field, which is unfortunate. But as long as you're able to find a way to use this as Xyz material to go into a rank 1 or potentially like a rank 4 Xyz, this card is going to be a menace. So as long as you have ways to make this card Xyz material, then this card is like okay. But you know, if you don't have a way to use this card as Xyz material, this card is okay. But if you do have ways to pull it off, this card is nasty. This card is absolutely nasty, incredibly nasty. But the second effect, I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, negation. That's like pretty much that's like the bane of everybody's existence, is getting their own shit negated, and this card basically can negate just about any card or effect. I mean, it's not bad, but the first effect I think is a bit better in my opinion, just because of the fact that again you can use the monster as Xyz material for a rank 1 or whatever you plan to summon, and if you're able to, you can also you would be able to use the summon effect over and over again every turn, and the only way that your opponent can out it is by means of Call by the Grave, or DD Crow, which is crazy. Next up, we've got Firewall Saber Dragon. Which honestly, the artwork looks pretty fucking badass. But it is a 7-star Dark Cyber Synchro with 2300 attack, 2000 defense, and requires a tuner and one or more non-tuner. So, sort of generic. But all three of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is Synchro Summon, you can target one Cyberse monster in your grave or banishment added to your hand. Second effect reads, you can target one other Cyberse monster you control that has a level. This card's level becomes that monster's. Third effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave as linked material, you can add one AI spell from your deck to your hand. Okay, so this right here is exactly what I was talking about when we were talking about the new Curry monster. You can literally turn this one card, turn Saber Dragon into a 1-star monster, and you can use both Saber Dragon and Curry Link as Exceeds material to go into any rank 1 Exceeds that you may have at your disposal. And there's a couple that do come into mind. I think Mannequin Cat is one of them, if I remember correctly. So that's definitely one to think about. But honestly, that's not bad. This is actually kind of sick. And also think about this. You get to add cards from your grave or banish pile to your hand. But the third effect is whatever. Because for the most part, you're not really going to be using this card as link material, mainly because of the fact that there are so many ways that you can add AI spells to your hand. So the third effect is more like of a last resort type of deal, in my opinion, anyway. But still, this is kind of sick. Next up, we've got Code Igniter, which is a rank 4 Dark Cyber Exceeds with 2300 attack, 2000 defense, and it requires 2 level 4 monsters. And all 3 of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is Exceed Summon, you can add 1 Cyberse Ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Second effect reads, you can detach 1 material from this card, Ritual Summon a Ritual monster from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand and or field whose total level equal or exceed its level. Third effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave as linked material, you can add 1 AI trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, so you literally have, just off of this card alone, you basically have pre-preparation rights plus it can be treated as a ritual spell to summon any ritual monster that you may have at your disposal, which is absolutely insane. I think Cyberse Magician is a ritual, so that's definitely one to think about. And it can and I think since it's level 7, and since Firewall Saber Dragon is also level 7, theoretically you could go into a card like, say, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, and it basically forces your opponent to use up their resources just to blow up the Red Eyes Dragon right off the bat, which is amazing, which is incredible. Again, as I talked about with the Synchro's third effect, this one's third effect is like whatever. It's like, sure, whatever. but there aren't a whole lot of traps that you'll be playing that you usually play in a deck, in a deck like this. So there'll probably be like maybe like one or two. So this card's like this card's third effect will never come up. Never will come up. There are 3 more cards to talk about, so let's continue from where we are. Next up, we have a code talker. A code talker? Yeah. I was right. A code talker. Dark Cybers, Link 5, 2300 attack, and its arrows are left, bottom, bottom right, right. And it requires 3 or more effect monsters, and the second effect is a once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is linked summon, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon other monsters for the rest of the turn. Also special summon as many Cybers monsters with 2300 attack from your grave as possible to your zones this card points to. And if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each. So literally you're summoning what? So theoretically speaking, you're summoning what? 3 Cybers monsters with 2300 attack? So it would be like what? It'd be what? It would be like what? Maybe I think what? Decode Talker extended plus Axis Code Talker. I mean, hypothetically speaking, that's actually not bad. Hypothetically speaking, that's not bad. But the problem is that you could literally use that effect, choose your 3 targets, and then your opponent can literally DD Crow and call by 2 of those targets, and the effect doesn't go off, which is kind of upsetting. But also too, Ghost Bell is another card, is a card that can actually stop call by and DD Crow, which is kind of funny. But still just that effect alone is like absolutely insane. This effect can literally threaten lethal depending on what your opponent's board looks like, which is crazy. Second effect reads, when your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you contribute 1 link monster this card points to, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. So literally, you basically have yourself 3 negates. This card right here gives you 3 negates right off the bat, which is absolutely insane. So literally this card right here is basically Appaloosa at home. Literally that's what this card is. It is Appaloosa at home, which is kind of crazy. Next up we have ties. Ties? Yeah. I believe it's ties. Yeah. I thought so. The way they spelled it is T-A-I-E-S, ties. Yeah. So it's basically ties. It is a normal spell with the effect being a once per turn that reads, reveal 1 Cybers monster in your hand. Apply this effect based on its attribute. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except Cybers monsters. So if it's a dark attribute, special summon the revealed monster, and if you do, add 1 non-dark level 4 or lower Cybers monster from your deck to your hand. If it's a non-dark, shuffle the revealed monster into the deck, and if you do, add 1 AI monster, add 1 Ignister monster with a different attribute from your deck to your hand. So literally, it really doesn't matter which one it is. Either way, this is basically your Rhoda. This is legit like your Rhoda for the whole deck, which is absolutely nasty. Absolutely crazy. Now for the last card of the video, and it is known as Partners. And apparently the I in this card is silent. Excuse me. And it is a normal trap, and both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads: target face-up cards your opponent controls equal to the number of Cyberse monsters you control with 2300 original attack. Negate their effects until the end of the turn. Second effect reads: you can banish the card from your grave. Excuse me. Target one of your banished Cyberse monsters. Special summon it. Okay, so with this card, this is basically Dark Ruler No More at home. With a sort of like a really weird version of what's the one card? DDR I think is the name. So it's a weird version of that. But what's cool about this card is that if you used up the effect of the curry monster that we just talked about, and that card is banished, you could literally bring that monster back off of this trap card's second effect, and you literally can go into a rank 1 exceeds, which is insane. Or you could potentially go into a link play to help use its effect to bring it back, and then use the monster as exceeds material. This is a really cool concept. Like the idea of the new cards, the concept is insane. These cards are absolutely sick, but because that this set won't be released until I think sometime in the spring next year, there's really no telling what the format is gonna look like right now. Because right now I can honestly tell you that Blue Eyes, with the structure deck coming out in February, I can honestly tell you Blue Eyes is going to be probably one of the biggest threats to the meta right now. But there's another archetype that could potentially be a lethal strategy in the format. But I'll be talking about those new cards in a future video later this week. Maybe it might be tomorrow, maybe it might be Saturday, or maybe it might be Sunday. You guys will have to wait and see. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.